Remember when you had to be credible just to rap? Some of you niggas, I'ma need evidence of your facts. I see you cover up cause it's evident that you whack. You tried to move a couple of packs to boost your stats. You was never able to tell the truth from a fable. You were undercover sucker wearing the thug label. I try to school niggas, I do it whenever able. Bruh, get a pen and a pad, you should be grateful. First, how you call yourself a shooter but you can't shoot. Hitting 9-year-olds when they sitting on they damn stoop. Strays gunning females down, the block mourner. Candles and teddy bears decorating the corner, spilling out a Corona for sending it to her owner. That don't make you real, it just make you a blood donor. How you niggas feel? Still wanna be thug, homie? You ain't gotta kill your people to be gangster. Know some real niggas that's G's, they outrank you. Generals and captains all ready for action. My officers is offing you, cutting you into fractions. Wanna be a blood or a crip, I'ma be a champion, straight winner. Not a drop of the fake in us. They say the last real niggas dead or in jail. That's bullshit. They in UPK and we living well.
So get your head together, man. Get your head together. Come up into this truth. Learn what you got to learn. The brothers got to come together. Right. And listen, not just every brother. The brothers called by the Lord to be prophets in the UPK. Let me tell you something. Don't believe nothing you see in front of your eyes. The I.S.U.P.K. is going to lead the way to helping fix black people. You got to be the next leaders of black people. We're going to convince the Most High to choose you. We're going to convince the Lord to choose you. All you got to do is lay up all your sins and walk towards the Most High. Right. Now, if you don't do that, you dumb as hell. Because the opportunity that we have right now to be servants of the Lord, brother, and a seat in the kingdom of heaven is the biggest thing that ever happened. And if you blow it now, then you saying you deserve to be poor and in the ghetto and a slave because you can't see no higher than that. Right. And brother, I know that is not true. So change your spirit, change your life, get your spirit right, man, and watch the Lord do something amazing. Come on, give me 9 o'clock if you could. 9 o'clock, you there?
Shalam, I.S.U.P.K.
What's going on, buddy, man?
I'm okay, sir.
All right.
So, I thought they consider the brother in St.Thomas. His name is Joseph.
Okay.
All right. Okay. When I contacted the brother before the hurricane hit, he was like, you know what I mean? He and his family, you know what I mean, inside safe, and they had everything they need. And I had to wait like about a week or about 5 days after the hurricane hit to talk to the brother. Wow. All right. So when I spoke to the brother, he told me that he was out in the streets with a couple other brothers, you know what I mean, giving, you know what I mean, feeding the elderly and families
he was
who weren't able to get out and get food.
He was out feeding.
So, and he was out getting food. Like what he told me is that Tim Duncan, I believe, is from that island, and Tim Duncan apparently he got like 3 trucks full of food and whatever the people that needed, the necessities they needed, right?
Right.
And some people couldn't get to it, but he couldn't get to it, so he would get to it and he would take the food and distribute it to the elderly that couldn't get food.
Once again,
he was literally taking care of these.
Pause it for 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Once again, train UPK men, brother. They answer the call. Like, it's a disaster area out there. He out there feeding the elderly, getting medicine to people, straightening them out. Listen, the people who got the food couldn't get the food to the people. He went and got his brothers together, and they cutting through St.Thomas out, feeding people, getting stuff together. Listen, that's where my people is from. I got nothing but family down there, living like they in a monarch down there, down there, okay, down on that island. I might take a flight down there just to check on Negroes to see what the hell is going on. Because the Lord came through that island out and buried that place. And buried all the mountains. Why? Why? Because Benjamin got to come to the Lord too. The Lord taking all his tribes back. And he know how to deal with every tribe. You understand? That hurricane knocks the pride out your behind instantly. You be proud as hell till the hurricane hits you. A hurricane hit you, you humble as you could possibly be.
That's right.
And that's what's going on right now. Go ahead, Nine-Top.
And what you were saying also too is like the military down there, and the military, like they rationing water, and they only giving the people 1 bottle of water a day, sir. You know what I mean? Like if you have a family of 4, you that family of 4 get 4 bottles of water. Right. You know what I mean? So he out there trying to make sure, you know what I mean, everybody, you know what I mean, get fed as much as he could. You know what I mean? He and a couple other brothers.
And let me tell you,
and he was.
And let me tell you something. Damn right. It's a great job they're doing out there. Let me tell you something else too. One of the main reasons them resources ain't getting to that island, because these charities are greedy, grubby bastards. Right. And they sit up there and pile up their coffers and give the minimal amount out to the people. That's how it goes down. Once again, you can survive a disaster and fix everything if you prepared ahead of time. Right. If you prepared and you care, you understand? Donald Trump signed a $7 billion package for Houston, Texas. But the Caribbean, you ain't even heard him respond. Meanwhile, that's U.S. territory. That's U.S. territory. You ain't even hear him mention the damn thing, which is way more devastated than Texas is. Why? Because that ain't his people and he know it. Those is the slave quarters, man. You understand? That is the slave quarters. So he don't give a damn about them people, which is why the responsibility falls on me. And let me tell you something. I'm built for the goddamn job. Okay? Now, let me tell you something. You tell me everything that you need. You send it up here, brother. I'm going to spin up as many barrels as you need, and I'm going to get them bad boys out the door. You know I'm a Benjamin. You know I move some barrels in a second. You understand? I got trucks and everything up here. Don't mess with me. I'll be the blanketed the whole island in about 2 seconds. So come on with it. You tell me what you need, and I will provide it and get it down there and let them brothers be able to do what they need to do to help deliver that tribe and spread it to the other side. Another hurricane's coming. They said it's going to hit Puerto Rico and other islands. The Lord is coming for them, man. The Lord wants his people back. The time of slavery is over. And the brothers that's going to shine is the ones that serve the Most High and that love I.S.U.P.K. That's who's going to shine in this earth. Okay? The shine ain't coming off them. One bottle of water per person per day in the richest empire on the face of this earth. Before the hurricane came, they could have had one battle cruiser, brother. One battle cruiser could have been sitting off the coast of Florida waiting to deploy with 1 million pounds of food and water. The minute the hurricane was over, they could have sent that battle cruiser right down into the Caribbean and hit them skinny boats and distributed all that stuff. Give me them damn resources, man. Somebody send me $10 million and stop playing, man. So I can do this thing, man. I'll show you how it's done. I'll show you how you lead a nation out of hell and right to Christ. Give me a shot at it. I'm already doing it hell. You know what I mean? I'm feeding, housing, clothing, building, teaching, hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm already doing it with this storm. Now you give me resources, because that's ridiculous. The richest empire in the world. In the world. You can't feed 1 million people on one island. That's all a lie, Al. It's all a lie. They don't give a damn about it. He's such a businessman and such a negotiator. All he got to do is call up Deer Park and Poland Springs and say, I need 10 million pounds of water. They'll send 10 million gallons of water. They'll spin it up for him tomorrow, man. They'll be packaged up and wrapped up on C-30 planes tomorrow. Shipping it down there, man. He have a crack team on the ground already clearing the airport. They love the glory in the SEAL teams and how they murder and kill all over the earth. That's to put fear in people. But then it comes to delivering the people. Oh, it's such a difficult job. We got such a hard time. That bastard, you know, the white man got fiberglass roofs. The same thing you make fiberglass boats out of. The white man got fiberglass roofs. He could send a ship down there with fiberglass roofs that could come into the city and slap roofs on every building that lost the roof. He could cover every building that's out there and then start working on the plumbing. They got ships that could come off the coast of the country that could draw the seawater in, distill the seawater, take everything out of the seawater, and then add minerals to the water, bottle it up, and send it right into the island. They on the sea. They got whole ships that could do that. What's that old devil's name? Kevin Costner? Go look up Kevin Costner projects or something. Kevin Costner water purification. That devil got a whole water system, brother, that he been deploying all over the world to white people that could purify the seawater by tens of thousands of gallons a day. And it's sent off the ocean. And he can purify the water. That's a distillery. They doing it for wine and liquor and beer. All they got to do is go to the beer spot on the island, take all the beer out and pour seawater in there and distill the seawater right out the thing. That's what it's built for. They don't give a damn about the Lord's chosen people, and that's why the disaster stops there, because they don't care. It ain't no profit in it. They can't get no glory out of it, which is why you need new leaders. You need leaders that care about the Lord's people. They're willing to do whatever it takes to deliver their lives. That's what Paul and them was able to do. Well, now I thought you and them brothers down there in St. Thomas, man, y'all keep doing an amazing job with the work y'all doing. Tell me what you need, brother, and I'm going to get it to you. You hear me? I know they need a lot of toiletries, towels, clothing, food, prepackaged food, canned food. Let me know, brother. If we got you, we'll drive it to the Florida coast. Put it on a boat and ship it right out to you, man. You understand? You let me know. We'll get some logistics going. All right? So big shout out to you and the brothers out there in St. Thomas, man. Doing an amazing job. All right? We're going to let you go ahead now. I wouldn't mind getting down there, too. I got to check on my people. Check on them, see what's going on with all them coconuts out there. All right? A nation of coconuts probably on the going. You're in hell right now. Beautiful people, the tribe of Benjamin down there, man. Like, that's what they really spending it on. Hey, Shalam, what's going on, Hebrew?
Hey, Shelby, I'm from Trouble with that. I'm too off for just calling in to let you know what else you have going on down there as well. I spoke to there was a brother from the UK who he came to the Passover this year as well. His family from Antigua, Barbuda, and he was down there just a few weeks before the first hurricane hit. His family mainly from Barbuda, which is the island that got the brunt of it, that gets flattened by the hurricane, by Irma. So when he went back to the UK, there was a TV station that interviewed him because, of course, his affiliation with the island, and he kind of known there. So he got on there and he was telling them how bad it was. But I spoke to him today as well, and the brothers in the UK, Officer Crabtree especially, he works with a brother over there. Last week they were able to secure some food. So right now we're trying to work with him and the other brother from Barbuda to see how much we could get, because they have free shipping from UK. Once it's relief food, you could come with how much ever barrels, and it'll be free shipping. So right now we're just trying to see how much we could get from the spot, because the spot said they're gonna give us food weekly. But now it's like, okay, now that this open up and how the brother definitely has that connection down there. We're trying to see how much food we could get, to into London this weekend. So it'll be free shipping going down there. And of course, he in the interview, he wearing full UPK shirt, everything. So, it's definitely going to be a good look for everyone to see the type of work UPK doing, overseas or international work, everything, for all the work you've been doing.
And let me say this, we've been prepared for stuff like this for a long time. That's why I tell y'all out there, pay your tithes into the school. First of all, big shout out to Sister Hawa. Big shout out to Sister Shawashana as well. The Sister Shawashana put us together into the nonprofit. Sister Hawa turned around and opened us up to a food program, which is now run by Captain Tawar, which brings truckloads of food to black people. Okay? I just drank some organic lemonade last night. I said, what the hell y'all got there? I drank some organic mango lemonade. I said, where the hell you get this from? Okay? So my point is, what I'm saying is, we can do this. Again, Mashak, find out how we get our barrels over to there as well. I will set you up with as many barrels as you need. And I can draw all the food I need to draw from this program. I will give you a truckload of food and send it down there and give it to you. It ain't no problem. Once again, we ain't in it for our gain. We in it for the raising up of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So you let us know what's going on. And let me say this, man. That we should be salty about this. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, brother, did anybody see the story of the two young brothers from St. Thomas who got a ride on the private jet of that country singer Cracker? Nobody saw that story. Well, I saw it, and it pissed me off. These two young brothers who was in the hurricane with their grandfather, who now had to be evacuated off the island, some white woman came up and saw them, probably waiting to molest them or God knows what. And said, I'm not leaving y'all here. They were young teenagers. She said, I ain't leaving y'all here. I'm gonna get y'all out of here. She made a phone call to some country western singer, some rich devil who flew his private jet plane down to St. Thomas to pick these two brothers up to fly them to the mainland. And they put it all over CNN, glorified him about how kind and considerate he is. All these preachers with these planes, man. Right. Y'all should be furious, man. All these preachers who've been piling up their cash in these damn bank accounts. All these entertainers with planes. It should have been plane after plane after plane. It should have been reporters saying, man, 10 planes trying to get into the island, but the runway is too crowded. Right. They're in a holding pattern. You got Jay-Z plane. You got Puff Daddy plane. Right. You got Michael Jordan plane. You got, that's what should have been on the news. Right. It should have been coordinated, and the plane should have been hitting the top map at every single one of them damn islands, man. And listen, and they themselves should have been getting out the plane, using their fame. And you know how much cargo them planes can carry? FedEx trap carry mail all over the world on them damn planes. Them G5 George and G7s and all that they got. I think they up to G8 at this point. Right. They carry all kind of goods on the plane. Creflo Dollar, these nasty niggas that y'all love so much in this world, should have been piled up with food and clothing and toiletries, man. Right. Flying down in there, man. The military ain't supposed to be handing out a bottle of water. The military's supposed to be clearing the goddamn runway. That's what they should have been doing. They should have been like, y'all soldiers, clear the runway. We got 30 G7s coming through here from every rich black nigga in America. So clear the goddamn runway. Hit the damn tarmac. But this is an evil, selfish world. They're going to send a check to the Red Cross for some rich devils who's in Florida getting paid off of the Red Cross while pretending they showing love to the people that's destroyed. And let me add one thing. I'm coming back to you, Michelle. Bear with me. But here's what's also so goddamn important about it. What's important about it is that the white man loves to show himself to be your savior. That's right. Like every time a white man gotta hand you a plate of food for you to survive, he done took you an inch away from the Lord. Because he done made himself your God. Right. And which is why your preachers in the church love him and respect him so much. Every time he feeds you and clothes you and give you a job, he done made you more of a God over it. Or he done made himself more of a God over you, man. Which is why you should not have to accept that, especially in a disaster. And you see the two little brothers, you see young teenage brothers, you see them hugging the white woman, kissing the white woman, thanking her, all over the news on purpose propaganda. And here's what ain't being shown on the news. All them yachts that you see turned over, they owned by rich white people. All them yachts sitting in somebody's garage now because the Lord done lifted it up and threw it into the goddamn house, those is owned by rich white people. All the mansions, them old big giant houses you see with the roof ripped off of them, they was owned by white people. You know what the black people are doing on them islands? They breaking into the damn Best Buy trying to steal TVs. You know why? Because they could never afford them TVs. You know why? Because they are poor. You know why? Because the white man done took over their land. You know why? Because the white man is the devil. That's why. And instead of blaming that devil, you gonna blame them brothers while looking at the white man like he's so benevolent. They had a white doctor on the news from St. Thomas. I'm coming back, Michelle. You stick with me. They had a white doctor on the news and his wife. And they said, oh, it was terrible. Everyone descended into looting. It became a survival thing where we were locked into the house surviving, trying to survive and trying to stay safe. And we were afraid to come out after dark. And it was amazing to see. And we're so glad to be off of the island now. And we hope for the best for everyone. You worried and scared because you're the thief. Right. You're the thief that stole them. They got beaches in St. Thomas that the people from the island can't go on the beach. They owned by private people. You can't even go on the beach. These white people that went and took over them areas and built huge bars on the beach. I mean, beautiful. I mean, in coves out where the water is blue. 2 feet away from you, you got a big old bar watching the sun go down. I mean, you will think you in heaven. You trying to get that girl, she giving you a hard time, you take her down there to one of them coves. I'll show you some of them spots. My family know more. You got it after that. As soon as you come off the plane, brother, she's done. You ain't got to say nothing else. When she look over you say, it's nice. All you got to do is say, she's done, okay? Because that's how beautiful it is. Meanwhile, the people that live on the island, when they try to go over there, oh, I'm sorry, this is a private beach. You can't come down here. They got islands off of islands that's private, that you can't go to the island. You can't get to the island without a boat, and you can't go to the island because they own it. Devils down there own so much land. And why? It's easy. You just take the governor and you pay that nasty whore some money. And he go and sit down with the other nasty whores in the state legislature. And they go pass laws that allow rich white people to rape the island. And then they sit up and say, it's a little ridiculous how, so many foreigners are buying up the land and taking over the island. They must remember that this land belongs to the natives. Meanwhile, they the bastards in the back room that's being paid by pharmaceutical companies and cigarette companies and other goddamn cellular phone companies to sell their own people out like a bunch of devils. And of course, they break off a little piece for the nice Christian churches in the Caribbean so that everybody's happy and fulfilled. They're a bunch of bastards is what they are, man. But that's okay. That's okay. Because it's been this way for 4,000 years until the end. Now we got the changing of the guard. Now the Lord going to change the situation. Come on, Mashak. I kept you long enough. Somebody give me a time check. Mashak, you still in? Okay.
And you so right about that too, sir, because even that island, Antigua, Barbuda is a twin island, but Barbuda, they have a private beach there that's called Princess Diana Beach. And before that old wench died, that's where she used to go and have all them sex with them arms. And it was they gave that section to her. And until this day, it's like a tourist attraction. But the Lord for sure destroyed that whole place with that hurricane down there, where when people living there can't even go on the beach. It's only for European tourists who could pay for it. You know what I mean?
As if that hook-nosed broad didn't have enough. They had to take them people's land. Once again, you're dealing with an animal, which is why you had better find your way to the Lord. You've been praying to that Christian God. You better run, man. You better run out of that whorehouse you call a church. You better run from them greasy suit wearing, alligator shoe wearing Negroes claiming to be men of God. You better get away from them and get up in your closet and snatch that weave out your goddamn head and put some sackcloth on. Give me a scripture on that, putting on that sackcloth. You better put on some raggedy, clean up the house clothes and get your ass in that closet on your knees and beg the Most High to open your eyes to this truth. Get out all that Christian, all that makeup and jewelry and all that crap that you've been dealing with. And the same for you Negro, walking around like you better than somebody else in them nasty suits that come from the white man, looking greasy and lust-filled as you could be. You better get out that garbage, man, and get your spirit right and get ready to serve the Most High and heal and fix these people, man. Go ahead, Mashak. Salah.
That was about Israel. The brother was just telling me how the help on the island is for the people there. They get most of them off of Barbuda and Antigua, but there's still no help because they're talking about how much $100 million it's going to take to rebuild the island. And now the Antigua president, through the banks, they're trying to say the people who was living there, they're going to have to show a deed, they're going to have to show the mortgage notes, and a lot of them people, they build their house up with whatever. So now, like, even if they're going to rebuild, they're really telling you now, they're not going to house some people. Like poor people who ain't going to go take a big $1 million mortgage for a home, they're hopeless now, you know what I mean? And now they have this devil, Robert De Niro, coming down there saying he promised to rebuild Barbuda. You know what I mean? The white man had to come and say what's all downtown.
Yes, they're gonna build a statue to him in the square. Like, brother, like this, what you just said, for those of you that may not have heard Mashak said that they saying now that if the people of Barbuda want their homes rebuilt, they're gonna have to show deeds. These is people been on that island for 200 years before a goddamn deed was ever drawn up. And now they saying they want their homes back. They're going to have to show deeds and papers and this and that, which means they're going to steal. Because they say it costs them hundreds of millions. And they love to use that. We got to spend so much money on you niggas. We're going to have proof you own the island. They love, that's always their excuse. Their excuse is always, we got to spend our money on you. So you got to do better. And I got news for you. They're going to be sterilizing Israelites. In exchange for aid on them islands. They did it in Haiti. In exchange for aid meaning for food and stuff, they're going to sterilize them young girls to lower that population, man. That's going to be one of the conditions of that millions of dollars of aid. Like the white man can't stop being a predator and an animal, which is why the Most High does not love him. And you sit up there believing the Lord loved this devil. He does not love him. Okay, the Lord is going to destroy him. He brought him in this world strictly for your punishment because he knew you was going to disobey him. But he is not here to be a part of this world. Once this world is set up under Christ, the Lord is going to get rid of all of them off the face of the earth. The way they trying to get rid of you. The way they trying to get rid of you right now, the Lord's going to get rid of them. And brother, it's a horrible thing. So for those of you that may not have heard what Mashak said, they now going to take over all that land. I knew it. The minute they evacuated the entire island, I knew right there they coming to steal the island. And then once again, a white man is a white man. Robert De Niro is going to be the hero. And let me tell you something else. I can guarantee you, all the white advisors, all the white financial advisors and handlers of black superstars are telling them right now, don't get in the middle of that. You don't want to turn a good into a failure. You go down there and support it, and it doesn't succeed. You're going to look bad, and you're going to be blamed, and you don't need black people blaming you on social media about what, you did not do. So stay out of it. Send a check to the Red Cross, and let's leave it at that. That's what their white advisors is telling them. And they listening to them bastards because they think the advisors got it right, when they should listen to the prophets of the Lord. You understand? They should be listening to them. You understand? It should. Once again, if you need the other nations to feed you and clothe you and house you, then you are a slave. Okay? You are a slave. The Lord, where does food come from? The ground. Where does clothing come from? The materials out of the ground or from the animals. Where does water come from? From the sea, which is on the earth. So if you need, where do bricks come from? The mud on the earth. Where do they come from? Where does wood come from? Trees that grow on the earth. Now, if I got to go to you to get what grows on the earth, swims in the sea, flies in the air, then I am a slave on this planet. Well, I should be free to eat, clothe, house my entire family because the whole earth is filled with the resources that I need. For the white man being such a devil, and not just the white man, but all the nations, being the animals that they are, they gobble up the earth, kill off whoever wants a piece of it, and then enslave everybody over. Let me say this too to the white supremacist bastards who drive by it on black people. You so dumb, you white people. You so dumb. Here's why you so damn dumb. And I'm going to get to the riots in St. Louis before we open. Cue me, man, at 15 minutes left. Let me know, unless we, oh shit, we there. That's a lot. Give me 1 minute on this. Let me explain something to you dumb crackers that you don't understand. You are slave too, you dummy. Let me explain to you how your world works, you dumbasses that's blaming black people. Corporations come together with piles of money. They buy your politician off, who makes laws that empowers them and enslaves you. And then you become a slave to them corporations. That's who runs America. Rich white men who own the companies and the banks are who run America. And they run it because they own everything, and you got to get it from them. And like a dumbass, you blame the poorest, most bottom-based people on earth, black people, instead of your greedy, grubbing brothers and sisters. Your Donald Trumps of this world who got billions of dollars from stealing it from poor people. That's how they got all the money they got. You think they could have built Atlantic City? Atlantic City, brother, was a poor black town. It was a poor seaport town. Fishermen used to fish off that coast with their boats. That's how they fed themselves. And these white people stole the damn land from them because they paid off the politicians to steal the land. And then after they stole the land, they set up them hotels. That's how they got rich, man. And you dumb, stupid white people don't even see it.
Stole Las Vegas from the Gadites.
Stole Las Vegas from the Gadites. Bunch of thieving bastards is what your brothers and sisters are. And they so greedy, they don't even care about you white people. They'll steal you and rob you and wipe you, your dumb ass out as well. They don't care. This is about their pocket and how much. They'll never get enough. I ain't never hear a white man say, well, I got billions. I don't really. Bloomberg, they interview him. He said, he got $46 billion. He said, yeah, I can't take it with me, but, he ain't never say, well, I done had enough. It's time for me to get out this business. $46 billion, I need to go feed somebody. Like, you living in the most rottenest world you ever lived in, with the most rottenest white people you ever been in touch with, and which is why everybody should serve Christ. Because he's going to obliterate this place and bring it back to where it's supposed to be. And not just here, but the entire damn world. Okay? So, come on, please.
If I could just back up what Commander Gen.Yahanna is saying in history. And this is something as black people it's hard to understand because we receive welfare from white people. We receive housing from white people. We receive our paychecks from white people. But white men, when they were in the same condition as us, a far better condition as us, they hated the white people from England who provided for them. You go back, many of you have heard about the Boston Tea Party, right? The East India Trading Company used to provide tea for white people in Boston. Right. White people in Boston got their tea that they drank every morning from the East India Trading Company. And they bought that tea and they drank that tea and they hated that company because they hated the fact that they needed that company. And that's hard to understand if you're a slave. Right. But if you're not a slave, you begin to hate the person who forces you to need them, who impoverishes you enough that you must take their welfare. You must take their housing. And you take it year after year. And a hatred grows in a free man who knows that he could provide for himself, if not for this man oppressing him and then giving him his needs, then providing his needs. Well, it was one night, brother, back in the 1700s, when white people who are called patriots now decided they weren't going to allow them to give them tea anymore. They didn't want them to provide their tea.
They said they could grow their own.
They said they can grow their own tea, and at night, dressed like North American Indians to pin the blame on them.
As usual.
As usual, they dumped all of that tea in the ocean because they resented the people who provided their needs, because they knew that they put themselves in that position to provide their needs by impoverishing the people who could provide for themselves.
Right. That's right. And damn right. Damn right. And if I could add to it, the Indian Trading Company was owned by the British Empire. And the British Empire put pressure on the colonies to accept the tea. So they were like, we don't want the tea. But the British Empire was like, you got to accept the tea. We got a deal going. What was the deal? The rich aristocrats in England was getting rich off of the deal they had with India. They were getting the tea cheap in India, selling it to the Americans and getting rich. So the Americans was like, how y'all gonna get rich off of us? That ain't how black people think. But them white people, and listen, know this too. The white people that revolted against the British Empire, they were wealthy. John Adams and them were all educated men. Hamilton, all of them were educated, wealthy men. These weren't poor cats. They were wealthy. And they were wealthy aristocrats and put their own wealth on the line because they knew it was better to lose everything they had to be free of England than it is for them to get rich, and to be a slave to England. And brother, they went and threw that damn tea into the river to be free. Now I ain't saying nobody go out and do no stupid nonsense like that. That's not our call. We don't have to fight for ourselves. Christ is who fights for us. We're gonna stand and defend ourselves in this truth. But Christ gonna bring help. Listen, the hurricane, okay? You don't like us in Texas? Shoot. I can't wait to get down there and get some of that brisket. I bet you it's a lot cheaper now. I'm being to buy it on the side of the road now. Right. I mean, what was it, 20 a pound before? It's 5 now? Okay, no problem. Give me twice as much. Okay? Because that's the Lord working. So my point being, like the general bringing out, that these things were done because they didn't want to be enslaved under them. And brother, that's the spirit we're supposed to be up under. We're going to live here in America. America say it's all about equal equality and love for everybody. No problem. You white people been looking out for yourself. We're going to start looking out for ourselves. And we're going to have equality in America. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Oh, yeah, come on. Salah, we left the shot out there. Salah, we shot. Go ahead, Hebrew. Mashak, you there? What else?
Come on. So that was about it. So I sent exactly what he linked to a video with his brother. It was just a highlight from the interview he did, and he was on there talking about the devastation in Barbuda. But of course, he rocking the UPK stuff because he definitely believes in the school.
Collect aid. The majority of the things are going to Barbuda, which has been devastated an awful lot. Basically, the island has been totally wiped out, and they're going to have to rebuild. As much as the community in Leicester can do to help is good.
It's been hard, especially like when we heard what was going on with all the other islands, and then they said nothing from Barbuda for so long. So it took so long for us to even find out that people were alive on the island. So it was very hard, and when we seen the damage, what happened, what was on the island, it was terrible. It was terrible.
We still I put the bars together with anger and vengeance. praying that the breath of my enemies get extinguished. Niggas rhyme nursery like I'm here in Disney. How can I spit soft when crackers they wanna end me? Trying to take my life, leave my kids without a father. That's why you see me rolling around with that revolver, 6-shooter on me, like I'm in the Wild West. Caught them trying to steal them bars. They want the style next, but they can't duplicate ER where they recuperate. Came a long way from moving perks about the Super 8. Hotel, motel, wet-headed wholesale. Now you might see me with fringes all on my coattail, looking like a Hebrew. But I don't beef over the web, just step to me when I see you. Nose triangle on that 50 cal eagle. Not even a main event, it's just a preview. Right before the movie, big budgets and Uzi. Big butted bitches, low 30 up in the Thule. Nigga so groovy, come and check the stilo. I leave, they talking again, it's like I'm Debo. Rap is just a free throw, I got the game sewn. When I'm done, drop the mic, I'm taking mine home, so it won't fall in the hands of fuck niggas. Me, I play the cards I'm dealt, but Trump niggas ball on these haters, they swear I could dunk, nigga. What you want, nigga? Choppers fit nice in the trunk, nigga. A problem over here, you can see me out front, nigga. So jump, nigga. Mean if you froggy, why front, nigga?